ask Him to have mercy on us and make us enter Jannah. The person that says, no, qadar is done, so no need to worship Allah, we tell him, this sounds like a person of the hellfire. This sounds like a person of the hellfire because he's not going to do what Allah ordered him to do. Allah ordered us to worship Him, to do the deeds of the Islam, so we have to do it, and we have to live in fear. We have to live in fear and hope. Okay? We have to live in fear and hope. Fear that we may end up in hellfire, and hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful and that He's going to send us to Jannah because He enabled us to be Muslims. Okay, so live between fear and hope. Don't live in hope only, disobeying Allah and saying Allah is Ghafur Rahim, forgiven, and don't lose hope in Allah's mercy. Say, I'm a sinner, there's no way for me to go to Jannah, then إِنَّهُ لَا يَقْنَطُ مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Only disbelievers are the ones who despair from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we have to worship Allah as He ordered us, and as Umar radiallahu anhu used to make a dua, Umar, he said, oh Allah, if You decreed me among the people of fire, please erase that and decree me among the people of Jannah. This is Umar. So he prayed, he worshipped Allah, he waged jihad, he fought for the sake of Allah, and still he was afraid to be among the people of the hellfire, and made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if He made him among the people of the hellfire, to erase that and make him among the people of Jannah. So this is it for today. If you have any questions, go ahead, brothers. Yes, brother.
In regards to what the angels have, right?
Yeah, only what the angels have, yes. Okay, go ahead. And this qadar thing is one of the most difficult topics because many people have gone astray in not understanding, because like I said, there's a lot of hadith and a lot of ayat that if if you don't refer to what the scholars have said to explain them, you may be confused and you may think that there is opposition among them, right? Yes, go ahead, brother.
Right, so earlier you were talking about kafir having good behavior and a Muslim having bad behavior. Why were you talking? Can you elaborate why you were talking about that? I was a little confused.
Yeah, because some people they say that because the kafir have good behavior, therefore their way is good. That's why they
associate religion.
Yeah, they say it's because of their religion that they are good people.
But what about like when a kafir becomes like a Muslim, his rough behavior becomes good? Then wouldn't it be because of religion?
Rough behavior. What do you mean?
Yeah, in regards to how like the character of Islam is supposed to be perfect, right?
Say it again?
With how the character of Islam is supposed to be perfect.
Character.
Yeah, so when the kafir comes to Islam, his character changes and he becomes a better person.
Becomes a
Better person.
better person.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, the character that Islam is calling to is something that a person needs to strive to do, right? Like for example, if someone does injustice to you, then it's better for you to forgive him, etc. Now, a kafir behaviors, as the Prophet ﷺ said, خيركم في الجاهلية خيركم في الإسلام إذا فقهوا. Umar radiallahu anhu, for example, in Jahili, how was he? He was rough on the Muslims, right? When he became Muslim, he was rough on kuffar. He was rough and he remained rough. This is what I meant by behavior. But first he was rough on the Muslims. His personality is rough because he thought that the Muslims were wrong. That's why he was rough on them, because he wanted to be with the truth. When he became a Muslim, he recognized that being a Muslim is the right thing. Being a kafir is a bad thing. So he remained rough on the kuffar. So it's not like before Islam he was rough and after Islam he was kind. You understand? This is what I mean. So there's behavior and nature of the people, how people are.
So you wouldn't associate someone with their religion, you would associate them with their nature?
Yeah, nature actually plays a big role because, as we said, for example, a person may be rough on the edge in his nature, right? So even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells him to be kind to the Muslims, you see him when he stands to pray, he does like this. You've seen those, right? Because he's a rough person. He's a Muslim, but that's his personality. Huh? No, that's not the hadith. The hadith says, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. But it's difficult on some people. And it's easy on some people. Because of their nature. Because how Allah created them. Because all the Muslims, they have good, no. Some Muslims are good in dealing with people, others they're not, based on how they are.
4 months prior, when the soul is blown into the body.
Huh? Yeah, soul is blown into the body, yeah.
Prior to that, are you allowed to have an abortion then?
With the very specific conditions. It's not a yes, it's usually a no. And there are some exceptions where the scholar says that a woman can have an abortion before the baby is 4 months in the womb, with exceptions.
Is like rape one of them?
Huh?
Like rape one of them?
For example, if she fears that she's not going to be able to give birth, or that she's going to be very sick, because this is a fear, it's not a fact, right? But for example, if someone says, well, I have too many kids, I really don't want to have more kids because it's expensive to have them, no, this is haram. This is not a valid reason. But valid reason, for example, if there is a fear, because a fear is an emotion, it's not a fact. Right? The woman, for example, is afraid that if she gets pregnant, she may actually die, or because of some prior surgery that happened to her. That's why this abortion thing is not something we can tell you. Yes, it's based on the circumstance. The scholars are given the details, and then they say whether she can or not.
No, is rape one of them then?
Say it again?
Is rape one of them?
Say it again?
Rape.
Rape?
Yeah.
Well, this is there's different. Actually, I had this. Some scholars say yes, but I say no. Okay, I say no because abortion is an abortion. Okay, and for you to take away this baby, you are punishing that baby with the mistakes of someone else. Okay, but some scholars they say it's allowed, but I say no. I follow the opinion that says no. Okay. Because they say, the baby is going to remind the mother of the such thing. When the baby is born, the mother forgets everything.
What about the lineage? Like the lineage, the child's a bastard?
Well, what if a woman gets pregnant from zina? Do we say that she must get rid of the baby? No, same thing. So zina is willingly, and rape is against her will. So min bab awla, if we don't tell her to take away the baby in this, we don't tell her to take away the baby in the other instance. Any other questions, brothers?
I have something regarding Qadr actually. So you said Laylatul Qadr, it changes your decree, right?
Changes your decree? No, that's not what I said. In Laylatul Qadr, decrees the following year. What's going to happen to you? Whether you're going to die, or you're going to go to Hajj, you're going to get married, have children, money, job, all these things.
Laylatul Qadr to Laylatul Qadr, right?
Yeah, Laylatul Qadr to Laylatul Qadr, yes.
Yeah.
So any person that dies before Laylatul Qadr, Allah decreed last Laylatul Qadr is going to die this year.
So like if someone is meant to die like this year, and the person is Laylatul Qadr makes dua that, let me live longer, or like let me live to like this age, then can Allah like...
If Allah accepts that dua, Allah will extend his life. Yeah,
Okay.
it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
In regards to like anything.
Huh?
In regards to like anything, like risk and so on and so forth.
Risk?
Risk.
Rizq. Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean, dua is one of the most important means for you to increase your rizq. And also dua, also as the saying says, the dua can push away the qadar. So what qadar are we talking about? It's the temporary qadar. So for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed that, you did such and such bad thing and you're going to get it. You're going to get punished. But then you're making dua and you repent and this and that, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take away that punishment that He was going to come your way.
And that's in the preserved tablets.
The end result is the preserved tablet. The fact that you're not going to be punished, the fact that your rizq is going to go more, the end result is in the preserved tablet. Okay, because the angels don't know what's in the preserved tablet. They only know what Allah has given them. Okay? Yes, go ahead.
Besides the dua, what else Yarud al-Qadr?
As we said, not يرد القدر, لكن as Umar said, the changing of the qadr is part of the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So dua says يرد القدر, and this means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can not punish you if He was going to punish you, that maybe something bad is going to happen to you, then Allah is going to remove it from you. We said Silat al-Rahim, for example, when you make Silat al-Rahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes that qadr as far as your rizq and your lifespan. Okay? If you think of anything, go ahead, afidna.
What about hasad? Was it
Huh?
hasad?
Hasad?
Or al-ilm? Was it change the qadr?
No, because the hadith specifically says لو كان شيئا مغيرا القدر لكانت العين أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. If something were in the subjunctive to change the qadar, then the evil eye would change it. But the evil eye does not change the qadar. It's part of qadar Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If someone gives you an evil eye, this is part of the qadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are going to be harmed. Evil eye is just like any disease, like any sickness. So al-ayn doesn't change the qadar, but he said if anything were going to change the qadar, it would have been evil eye because it's strong. Evil eye is strong because it comes from people that love you, it comes from people that hate you, it comes from jinn, it comes from, sometimes, people that, again, back to my point, some people that are created like that. In sharri hazn, some people that create the hasud. They hate to see goodness with people. This is how Allah created them. They can be Muslim, they can be kuffar. They see you driving a nice car, he feels something in his heart, and he gives you an evil eye. That's why what we need to do is pray salat, make our adhkar, and Quran. And if we feel that we are hit with evil eye, there is ruqya. There are things that the Prophet ﷺ said when the companion Hanif, Sahl bin Hanif, was given an evil eye. It was a companion. He was making wudu, and his skin was white. And another companion passed by, and he said, "Oh, his skin is whiter than a virgin in her corner." So he fell because this person gave me evil eye. So he ﷺ said, "Man tattahimun, who do you accuse?" So he said, such and such person said this about him. So he told him to make wudu in a specific manner and also wash the inside of his izar, and for the basin where you put the water not to touch the ground. And then after that you pour it from the back of the person that was hit with the evil eye, and then he got up with Allah's will. So evil eye also it has, and that's why he said, if someone asks you to make ghusl for him for evil eye, then do it. But today you go to someone and say, "My brother, I think you gave me evil eye." Me? No. Why? I should. Prophet ﷺ said, if someone, because there is ayn al-muhib. A mother can give an evil eye to her son. You can give an evil eye to yourself, my brother. Did you know that? You can give an evil eye to yourself? When you say, "Oh, I'm a good reciter," you don't say "MashaAllah." You may hit yourself with an evil eye. Okay? So evil eye can come even from a person that loves you. Okay? So he ﷺ said, if someone asks you to make ghusl for the evil eye, then do it. If you cannot do that, as the scholar said, is try to get something that belongs to this person. Steal his hat. No, don't steal it, because try to get something that, for example, one of the tricks the scholar said is that you invite him for food, and inshallah the food is not going to be burnt. Okay? And after he eats, you make him wash his hands and give him the towel to dry his hands, and that towel you take it, you put it in the water, okay, and that water you pour it on you, okay. And also you can read some ayat on that on that water, like especially al-Fatiha, ayat kursi, the ayah for the evil eye. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِن يَكَادُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَا يُزْلِقُونَكَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ لما سمعوا الذكر. This talks about the evil eye. Also the evil eye is mentioned in another place in the Quran. Who can tell me where in the Quran evil eye is also mentioned? Yaqub alayhi salam, what did he tell his sons? لا تدخلوا من باب واحد وادخلوا من أبواب متفرقة. So Yaqub alayhi salam had 12 or 10 boys, right? So he said, when you go to the city, don't enter from a single door. Enter from different doors. Why? Because you were going to say these 10 good-looking men entering the city, it's bound to evil eye, right? Okay. And that's why many women, actually, I know of many women that used to be beautiful and were killed by the evil eye. If only they covered their faces as Allah had ordered, they would be saved. So evil eye, this is something that a person can be afraid of if he does not do what Allah says. So Yaqub alayhi salam told his children not to enter from one door because he was afraid for them to be hit with the evil eye. So the evil eye is there in many ahadith and in the Quran. And yes, we seek refuge with Allah from it because it's very rampant, because people nowadays, all they care about is dunya. So they see you have a new qamis, hasad. New car, hasad. New child, hasad. Everything, hasad. Subhanallah. They have to have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah gives everyone what he needs, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not leave anyone out. Okay, go ahead. Any other questions?
when you go to talk about the qada,
ها
about the qada.
قضاء قضاء وقدر. We need we need a new lesson إن شاء الله, right? نريد درس جديد إن شاء الله. Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب